Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Perpetua, for having me on the show.
All right, now from April's 20.36% gain to May's 3.35% close, talk to us. What happened?
So if you look at the month of April 2026 was the largest month-on-month return in terms of the Nigerian Stock Exchange. And it returned about 20%, above 20% in the month of April. So April's strong performance was largely driven by the major rating of Nigeria equity market, as we saw that the Nigerian stock market have been reclassified by the FSTA Frontier Market Index starting from the month of September 2026. So what we are now seeing is that in the month of April, we saw a lot of foreign portfolio inflows into the stock exchange, especially into the large cap stock like MTN, Down Cement, Boa Cement, WAPCO, even Seplat, and even Eta Africa even get 10% in the month of April. So this price surge was as a result of this reclassification, and in down to month of May, where we saw that the month-on-month return was about 3.35%, you will notice that most investors, especially HNI institutionals, investors, are not taking profit in the month of May. So as a result of this rally that came in the month of April, so this momentum is a good momentum still yet, not as a big return in the month of January, February, March, and April, but in the month of May, what we saw was profit taking. So in the keynote of what we are seeing in the month of April and May, you will notice that in the month of April 2026, there was a sentiment around the stock market because of the classification. However, in the month of May, profit taking, repositioning, and repricing of this stock, this has not really shows that, that there's negative momentum in the market. The market is still positive, because we are still seeing that by the month of September 2026, the rating will also set in, where we are expecting a lot of foreign portfolio investors to bombard the market with a lot of investment, a lot of funds. So from April to May, we saw that there was a repositioning and a lot of profit taking in the month of May also.
You know, looking at the month of June, first trading day red, second trading day red, is this a sign that we may not see strong bullish momentum on the NGX till September, knowing we already have two positive catalysts for that particular month? Or what do you see?
So if you look at the starting date of June, this Monday, you saw that the market was negative. Also, yesterday was negative. So what we are seeing there is that the negative start in the month of June is largely continuous of profit-taking behavior. So after the year-to-date gain, investors are looking into locking in profit. First of all, they are locking in profit and trying to rebalance their portfolio. Like I said earlier, they are trying to do repricing of their portfolio, because most of those stocks, like in industrial sector, oil and gas, and also banking sector, most of those stocks have gone up to 52-week high. Now, what investors are now trying to do now is to look into rebalance their portfolio, trying to move some and do sectoral rotation in those stocks in this exchange. So we should not forget that profit taking is a very, very key note for investors, because that's one of the key reasons why they're investing in the market. And also, what we saw was that in terms of sectoral rotation, investors are trying to reduce their exposure in high-performing stock like the cement industry and the banking sector. We should not forget also that the CSCS and NGS have agreed with SEC for T+1 settlement, which will improve the market efficiency and also increase liquidity. But the question around it is that the market closed by 4 p.m. now. Are you not saying that by tomorrow, that when the T+1, when the settlement date for foreign investors, how would the operation be? You understand? So what we are now seeing from the start of the month of June is that profit taking, rebalancing, and a lot of sectoral rotation. That's just major what we are seeing. Not like we are seeing a bad momentum in the market.
All right. Now, for some reason, insurance came in the second best position after industrial. And for me, I'm really wondering what happened or what changed, because we know that insurance has always been, the last one, always in the negative. Not always, I mean, since for some months now. So tell us what changed. And if you also look at that, we see that when you look at the top 10 performing stocks for the month of May, International Energy Insurance actually did very well in that regard. Talk to us, what's happening?
So for insurance sector stock, we should not forget that insurance sector is not highly liquid like the banking sector. That's why you'll be seeing that most investors don't play very, very efficient in that sector. So in the insurance sector have been one of the strongest performers starting from the month of June as a result of the capitalization requirements imposed by the regulator. So now, these are reshaping the industry by strengthening the capital base, first of all. And secondly, you will notice that most insurance sectors are now encouraging themselves in terms of merger and acquisition, doing businesses together just to meet up the capitalization requirement. And they've improved insolvency and profitability expectation. And we should not forget that this has increased investor speculation on future earnings growth, especially for international energy insurance. And international energy insurance also did right issue that now they are performing well than the price of the right issue of 3 naira. And at the market now is near above 5 naira. So this insurance sector is that growth stock. We should not forget that they are growth stock. They are not large cap stock. So most investors are now trying to do what? Trying to do sectoral rotation. Okay, the banking, the industrial sector, the consumer sector, the telecommunication sector like MTN, the high cap stock that now high. So what can we do? Let me move my phone to stock that they still have potential to go because of the capitalization. What is moving the insurance sector now is just the capitalization per se.
All right. If I get you correctly, can't we say it's bargain hunting really we're seeing there? And you can also add to that the recapitalization exercise?
Yes, I agree with you when you say bargain hunting. Yes.
All right. So like I mentioned earlier, June already began on a very negative note. We're talking minus 1.48% month to date. So talk to us. What should be the playbook of investors moving forward? We close on that.
In terms of the playbook for the investors to look out for, the current market requires discipline, especially it's not about speculation. So a balanced strategy should be the one of the strategy where investors should play out. Well, I would say for the banking sector, GTCO, Zenith Bank, Access, and UBA still have a strong earning visibility. And also, if you notice that the banking sector have been benefiting from the high interest rate and inflows from the foreign portfolio and foreign investors also. Industrial sector is also a good stock to look into, where you can play around with Dangote Cement and Lafarge Africa. In Anchoria Research, where we do valuation for this stock, Lafarge Africa is supposed to be trading around 390, 400, while Dangote Cement is supposed to be trading around 1,300. So in terms of this, the reason why we're recommending industrial sector is for infrastructure gap in Nigeria. Infrastructure will keep increasing in Nigeria. So these industrial goals are quite doing well in terms of their revenue. So in terms of oil and gas, oil price is still a major, is still high there. So stock like Seplat, Arades still have strong volatility, strong fundamental despite the volatility that is going on. And insurance sector, like I said, because of the capitalization that is going on, so it's a long play for insurance sector. So we should focus more on fundamental stock, not by speculation, and also to avoid short-term rally that is currently going on in the market.
All right, thank you so much, Kehinde Jones, Head of Research, Anchoria Securities Limited, for sharing your thoughts with us on this one.
Thank you so much.